seek shelter here for just a minute as we...
Smart. Breaking news, Hurricane Maria has made landfall in Puerto Rico just about an hour ago with winds more than 100 miles an hour hitting the already ravaged island. This CNN reporter, Layla Santiago, getting battered by the conditions before finally getting smart and taking shelter in her hotel. At one point, she was blown against the wall, and her producer had to come save her from that.
Yeah, just too dangerous to be anywhere out there without flying debris. You're taking a live look now at the situation. More coverage throughout the morning as we look live there in San Juan. Everything is just getting beat up. You see the sides of those buildings, the trees, and this shot not even as bad as some of the other pictures we've seen in the last 10 minutes.
Plus a devastating earthquake rocking Mexico. Hundreds of bodies have been found. This is a live picture of the rescue efforts. The death toll continues to climb, maybe more than 200 people. We have the latest information in just a few minutes.
And a live picture from Sky 2 where things are calm here in Denver right now. A pretty morning, but we've got changes on the way in our weather as well. Good morning and welcome to the 6 o'clock hour of Daybreak. I'm Natalie Tysdal.
And I'm Ernie Bjorkman. Let's go over to Chris Tomer. That cold front came through last night, but first show us where
talk about both.
Maria is right now.
Just a quick check-in on Maria. Now, it is weakening as it's moving over land, and you can see it. The eye, which was well-defined, now made landfall in Puerto Rico, is becoming a little more obscured. The pressure came up almost... well, let's see, all the way up to 9 on the last check-in, 921 millibars. So pressure comes up, storm is weakening at that point, but it has an incredible punch to it out there in Puerto Rico this morning. Back here in Colorado, another windy morning up over the Continental Divide, 30, 40, 50 mile an hour winds up there. I do expect, again, a gusty afternoon across the Front Range, but right now the winds over Denver and I-25 are light. The cold front that barreled in here yesterday evening and pushed all that pollution in here that is brown cloud traditionally resides just outside of the city. Well, it got pushed in here and it cooled us down. 43 degrees Denver right now. Boulder's at 43. Fort Collins at 45. So we're starting off cooler this morning. We will end up a little cooler this afternoon at 79. My forecast high totally dry and sunny. Just a gusty afternoon on the way. And Ken, you could feel those 40s this morning.
Well, I tell you what, getting gas this morning, it was chilly. Now, granted, I've got more skin up top than most people, but yeah, it was chilly out there. You'll definitely feel it as you go out, especially if you're getting gas in the early morning hours. We are joined by the helicopter Sky 2 out over 270, I-76. These are the delays. Do you see the flashing lights? We've already got problems. If you live in Brighton, you live in Commerce City, your route's 270, it's already backed up. So we are tracking those issues. You can see that drive. In from Brighton, you do have the 76, Highway 85 slowdowns. A lot of that is due to construction. In fact, there's such a large chunk of 76 under construction that the delays are kind of accentuated because you have to slow it down through those zones. But the chopper was right through here. We do expect to see an accident pop up. They're dealing with a crash along E470 near Pena, and there's problems along 225. Downtown Denver has around 31st and Marion closed for an overnight investigation, so those routes are still blocked off. Speeds along 76 and along 270, they are starting to trail downward as they are working those problems. We'll take another look at the north side. We'll also give you an update on Castle Rock here coming up.
Ken, thank you very much. One of our breaking news stories right now, devastation in Mexico City. More than 200 people are dead after a 7.1 magnitude earthquake strikes yesterday. Buildings collapsed. Crews have been searching throughout the night through the rubble, trying to find survivors. One of the buildings that collapsed, the school, at least 20 bodies were found inside.
Well, you can see trees and other debris falling on cars as people run through the streets. Mexico City is one of the busiest cities in the world.
Yeah, this video shows windows in a building bending and then breaking, crashing to the ground.
This video just coming into our newsroom as well. A dog pulled from the rubble as people cheer with the rescuers bringing that dog out.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of devastation down there as well. But let's get back to the hurricane now. Hurricane Maria lashing Puerto Rico at this hour. The Category 4 storm making a direct hit on the island. People have been warned to go to shelters before it's too late. The wind and rain expected to cause catastrophic damage.
And as we look here, wow. People in Puerto Rico right now under that state of emergency that has been declared. Hundreds of shelters packed with people. Meteorologists say some areas could see at least 2 feet of rain from that storm, and we know all of that rain can cause trouble as well. Maria has already claimed at least one life. This was in Guadalupe when a man was killed by a fallen tree.
And again, some pictures right now live at some of the destruction already. A lot of debris on the ground, of course, and they keep showing us this high-rise. We believe it's either a condo or a hotel. The sides have literally been stripped off. Somebody left an American flag out. Shouldn't have done that, but Old Glory is holding her own so far in gusts of over 110 miles an hour. Again, the eye wall coming over Puerto Rico right there, causing a lot of destruction. And there's a reporter right now waiting to go live.
Really under some shelter, though, that reporter. Also, some breaking news in Denver this morning. A man in the hospital after he was shot while in his car.
Yeah, Jim Hooley is near 31st and Marion where the shooting happened. Jim, fill us in what happened there.
Ernie, good morning. This is the 5 Points neighborhood just north of downtown. You can see this black car. It looks like a small Volkswagen, possibly a Jetta, sitting right in the middle of the street there. That's 31st Street, and that's where police found the man slumped over the wheel, apparently shot just a little while ago. They have this entire area blocked off right now. Police now going door to door, checking for other evidence and trying to find some witnesses, too. Here's what happened, according to some of the investigators on the scene here. Police say they got calls from neighbors about shots being fired here just around 3:30 this morning. They also had reports coming in from their shot spotter detection system, and we understand a passerby came upon the car too, stopped in the middle of the street, and they also called police. Now, when officers got here, they found that man again still in the car, unconscious, slumped over the wheel, suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. He was immediately taken to the hospital, and so far we understand he is in very, very critical condition. We have no suspect information at this time, and police really don't know at this point what happened and why that man was shot. Again, they're going door to door right now, trying to come up with some witnesses. They're looking for information as to why that car is in the middle of the street and why that man was shot there. This is 31st Street, a major bus route, so this is shut down right now between Marion and Downing. So if you come this way, coming out of the 5 Points area into downtown, trying to get to work or whatever, this is going to be a major problem this morning. One person shot, that man in critical condition this morning. In 5 Points, Jim Hooley, Channel 2 News.
Jim, thank you. An overnight SWAT standoff at 14th and Yates is finally over. Police tell us the suspect was wanted on felony weapons charges, and when police made contact with him on his porch, he ran inside, closed the door. The guy was taken into custody just before 5 o'clock this morning. No one was injured. Luckily, neighbors got the all clear through reverse 911 calls.
Police in Colorado searching for a missing teenager and her young son, last seen in Denver more than a week ago. 15-year-old Alexandria Temple reportedly picked up her 1-year-old son, Nicholas, from a Denver school on September 8th and never returned to a home in Inglewood. Police are treating this as a runaway situation. They say Temple could be in Colorado Springs or possibly Houston, Texas. Anyone with information is asked to call Inglewood Police.
And right now, Aurora police are searching for 2 men in connection with an attempted abduction.
They say it happened last Thursday in the area of Park Lane Elementary School on East 30th Avenue. Police say the vehicle is similar to this one that you see here on your screen, an older model black minivan with a sliding door and a blue stripe running horizontally along the sides. It also has chipped paint and rust spots. Should be easy to identify. If you have any information on this case, contact Aurora Police.
All right, lots more coming up on Daybreak at 6 o'clock. A new idea for how people can pay for cannabis without using cash.
And in our next half hour, a reckless driver out of control on a bulldozer. I'll show you the newly released police footage.
Rocket Man, burning out his fuse out very long. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown.
Welcome back to Daybreak in business news this morning. The drugstore business just got one less player.
Jane King live at the NASDAQ market site in New York with more on this morning. Hi, Jane.
Yes, good morning to Ernie and Natalie. Yes, Walgreens could be taking over your local Rite Aid. It got approval to buy 1,900 Rite Aid stores. Now, Walgreens will have nearly 10,000 locations. Following this deal, it will be the largest drugstore chain in the U.S., overtaking CVS. Well, Kohl's says 82 stores in the Chicago and Los Angeles areas will soon accept return items from from Amazon. Kohl's will pack and ship the merchandise back to Amazon for free. Now, earlier this month, Kohl's announced a plan to sell the Alexa-enabled Echo home speaker, Fire TV, tablets, and other Amazon-branded devices in 10 of its stores. So if this deal works, the return deal, Kohl's could expand it to some other stores. And Southwest Airlines may enter the Hawaiian market. Biz Journal says Southwest is sponsoring a Hawaii Tourism Summit, and that's led to speculation that it will offer flights to Hawaii soon. Southwest, though, playing down the potential routes to Hawaii, so we'll just wait and see. Live from the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, I'm Jane King. Back to you, Ernie and Natalie.
All right, thank you. I hope they have a nonstop from Denver, Colorado.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, no kidding.
Especially
Yes, Hawaii sounds great.
About next February or March. That'd be great.
He's already planning.
I am. All right, Jane, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, let's talk more about Hurricane Maria. A big problem right now in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as we take another live look from there this morning.
Yeah, this is basically where all the cameras are positioned. They're inside a hallway kind of a hotel looking out onto the street, and you can see already a lot of debris on the ground. Maria is packing 155-mile-an-hour winds right now as the eye comes right over the island of Puerto Rico. But Chris Tomer will show you in a minute and tell you about it. But it's a very mountainous area right now where the eye is, so it's kind of weakening because of all those mountains. But because of those mountains, Puerto Rico is expecting a lot of mudslides and landslides and more destruction for all those people living in the mountains in Puerto Rico. So quite a situation down there.
We are following it closely for you this morning. Back here at home, check out this time lapse over downtown Denver yesterday. Now watch closely as we watch the clouds go by. Heavy dust moving over the city.
It wasn't a haboob, though, was it?
Apparently not technically a haboob.
Not technically a haboob. But the brown cloud, all that pollution, basically you get that northeast wind, it pushes it all back in here. This was a backdoor cold front, essentially, is what this is. And so that pushed it in here for a time. And I mean, you could smell the change, you could see the change, and you could feel it. It really affected all the senses yesterday.
This was about 6:15 yesterday.
I was driving into South Glen, the streets of South Glen Mall area, and suddenly people were almost blown over by all the wind. Just came up just like that. Just like that.
Gusts to like 40, 45.
You told us yesterday morning to watch out for that.
It'll be gusty this afternoon again. Maybe not as bad as that, but it's still going to be gusty over the next few days. We even had a little bit of snow last night over Rabbit Ears Pass. And this was just a tiny brushing of snow up in the northern mountains. CSP Craig sending this photo out over Rabbit Ears Pass. Again, today will be dry, tomorrow will be dry, and then we will get into 3 different batches of snow for the mountains this weekend. At the bus stop this morning, keep in mind, a lot of temperatures are in the 40s as the kids head out, so a little cooler. 79 and dry this afternoon, just a little gusty. The jet stream is still buckled right over the top of us. That backdoor front yesterday has locked it in. And so this is the next storm, and that's going to be kind of a sitter, like a snail. It'll sit for 3 days this weekend, maybe even 4. But it will go from a wind story to a snow story in the central mountains and most mountain zones, in fact. But in the central mountains, the I-70 corridor, I expect an inch of snow Friday, another 2 to 4 Saturday, and 2 to 4 on Sunday. And this would be on the higher peaks, like above tree line. But that's something that you will definitely see if you're going to be in the mountains or going up to see fall color. Just keep in mind, it is going to be wintry up there this weekend. Here's our pinpoint futurecast today. Dry mountains, dry plains, still gusty at times, though, especially this afternoon. It'll be dry all the way through the evening rush, clear overnight into tomorrow morning. But already tomorrow morning, you can see the next storm coming up there in Salt Lake, the Wasatch, already getting rain and snow up there. So 79 today, forecast highs across the Front Range, all down with 60s highs in the mountain towns. Over the next 7 days, really it's the weekend that's focus here, in focus. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all with highs in the 50s. In fact, Sunday, I think, struggling to get into the 50s. It may be an early high. In fact, dropping into the 40s most of the day with some rain and snow, Ken, as close as the foothills.
Boy, the more you tell us about Sunday, the more I can't wait to sit on the couch all day long. It's going to be cold. Sky 2, this is I-70 at 270. The headlights, that's the eastern side of 70. This is the ramp coming off 270, heading out towards the airport. It's slow in this area. There's no new problems called out. We are tracking delays across 225. Again, the headlight side is on the approach to Parker Road. They're telling me there's potential problems down through here. It's an odd location to see these delays. There could be a crash approaching Parker. There are problems going the opposite direction along 225 near Colfax. Now, Now, up to the north, about 10 minutes ago, we were showing you the slowdowns across 270 and I-76. Something is in here that's potentially leading to flats, causing people to pull off onto the side to repair those tires. So if you're in this area, traffic slow and watch for debris of some type, nails or something. And then downtown Denver along 31st and Marion, you've got the roads blocked from that overnight investigation. Delays across 225, not bad yet, but they are technically working problems in both directions, so we'll track it. Bring you another update here in the next 10 minutes, guys.
All right, not a good way to start your day with those nails on the street.
Yeah, really. Geek. Fans of Reese's peanut butter cups can rest easy. Hershey says reports that it is discontinuing the candy. They are all false. An article from the fake site Breaking News 365 caused panic on social media for Reese's Pieces and Reese's peanut butter cup lovers. It said that Hershey officials announced the production of a popular chocolate candy would stop in October. Hershey says it's nothing but fake news, and they're loving the attention they're getting from it right now.
President Trump's, charges that there's fake news out there now.
No, they would never discontinue
Reese's,
something selling so well.
Really? Real quickly, I want to tell you why we're wearing burgundy today. It's because in honor of...
Well, brain aneurysm awareness.
A month.
Yes.
So anyway.
1 in 50 people that has an unruptured brain aneurysm, so supporting the research into some of that.
Yeah, it's scary. So that's why we're wearing burgundy this morning.
Yeah, it feels very fall, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, changes could be coming to the marijuana industry when it comes to how you pay. The biggest obstacle for marijuana businesses is banks won't touch them.
Yeah, dispensaries and customers, of course, forced to carry a lot of cash because of that. But an app developed by a Littleton company called Can Pay is working to change that. It allows customers to link to their checking account and purchase pot with temporary QR codes.
The customer enters in their PIN number on their phone, logs in. On my side, I enter in the amount that the transaction is going to cost, scan the QR code, and the transaction is done.
It's a safe way for them to pay in the dispensary. This allows for them to shop like they shop anywhere else without paying fees, without having the risks associated with cash.
Yeah, and dispensaries won't have a lot of cash hanging around for would-be robbers. Only a few stores in Colorado so far meet the regulations to allow these cashless transactions, but I'm sure it'll become more popular as the days go by.
Coming up this morning on Daybreak, a Colorado ranch hand living his second dream. We're going to tell you where you can hear his musical talents.
And it's Daybreak Mixtape. Every Wednesday, we play songs from our playlist from here at work. This week, from 7 a.m., producer Scott, we're listening to Adriano Celentano.
Well, welcome back to Daybreak. A new movie starring Robert Redford and Jane Fonda will premiere on Netflix next Friday. It's called Our Souls at Night. It's the story that was written by a man who lived in Salida. Another man who lives 4 hours north of Salida is ecstatic about the movie's release. He lives in the town of Clark, just north of Steamboat Springs, not far from the Wyoming border. It's there where he works with horses at the home ranch. Our Kevin Torres joins us from the ranch with a story that's unique to Colorado.
But I'm ragged down to the cold.
You just can't beat the upper Elk River Valley. You got these craggy peaks and then these beautiful meadows.
Yeah, oh man.
Basically worked on ranches my entire adult life.
Between horses and music, that's harder.
It's a form of self-expression on one level.
That's closer to a tie.
But also it's sort of a place I lose myself.
I'm living the life that tie peaks.
I kind of, when I'm playing music and working on music, it's almost like time stands still in a way. I'm doing that and I feel good.
Covered in dust that blows.
A gentleman that's been coming here for a few years. His name's John Lyons. We've gotten to know each other a bit, but very appreciative of our music and really enjoyed our music. And I was literally sitting in the orthodontist office with my youngest son waiting for him to get his teeth tweaked on, and I get a phone call from John saying, well, you weren't expecting to hear from me, were you? I was like, it's exciting.
It might be enough to clear mountain air to breathe.
it's an honor to be involved in it. And we still don't really know how far, what happens from it, but just on its own, it is exciting.
Please, I've been over.
A lot of people chase stuff their whole life, living in New York City in some grungy place, and I get to live in this beautiful place. So yeah, not too shabby. Yep.
It is true that I'm not.
How neat is that? Because of the phone call from the fellow from New York City, Michael and Dawn's two songs, two of them, will be played during the movie, which comes out next Friday on Netflix. With another story that's unique to Colorado in Rock County, I'm Kevin Torres, Channel 2 News.
Beautiful story, Kevin. Thank you. Much more to come in the next half hour of Daybreak. An update from San Juan, Puerto Rico, where winds and rain are pounding that island because of Hurricane Maria.
This is Colorado's own Channel 2 News Daybreak.
Welcome back at 6:30. A beautiful shot of downtown Denver as the sun comes up in the east, and another beautiful day here. It's cooler this morning. I had the windows open last night.
Doesn't it feel good?
It was beautiful.
Feels like fall. Well, it looks like winter is back at Rabbit Ears Pass. Yeah, Colorado State Patrol posting this photo saying to make sure that you're careful when you drive in the rain, the fog, and the snow. And that's what they're seeing in the mountains. Good morning, everyone. It is 6:30 on Daybreak. I'm Natalie Tysdal.
And I'm Ernie Bjorkman. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, we had that cold front come through about 6:15 last night. A lot of people's hair were blowing around outside because it came in with a wallop and it cooled temperatures down. Brought up some pollution, but
yeah, just as Tomer told us it would yesterday. He said, "Watch out for the big winds coming."
We've got to get some umbrellas, and when people have it open, it says Tomer said it would.
Oh my gosh!
That'd be every day.
That's a great thing.
How about take it from Tomer on Tuesdays?
There you go.
The T-cube type of thing. I don't know though, but a quick check-in on Maria. Then we will talk about the effects of that cold front, Ernie and Natalie. So here it is. Now, the eye was very well defined before it made landfall over Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, mountainous, it's having an effect on the strength of the storm. You can see now the eye is obscured or gone, or you just can't see it on this infrared, and it's a little unbalanced. So, yes, the friction of land having an effect. It is still a powerful hurricane, but officially on land now. Back here in Colorado, it is another windy morning up over the Continental Divide. 20, 30, 40, 50-mile-an-hour winds up there. You can see the numbers. It is quiet here in Denver as far as wind goes, but I do expect it to turn gusty this afternoon, maybe 15 to 35 miles per hour. So the temperatures really tell the story. That cold front yesterday evening that brought and swept all that pollution back into Denver also cooled us down. We have 46 in Denver, but there are a number of places in the 40s, even Highlands Ranch checking in at 36 degrees this morning. Here's where we're headed, 79 here this afternoon. No thunderstorms, totally dry, just a little bit gusty, Ken, but 30s and 40s now across the metro.
Yeah, that's a chilly way to begin. And unfortunately, Chris, we're starting with big-time problems across Aurora for you. This is a live look behind me from Sky 2. They're out over 225 on Parker Road. So you can see the northern side of 225. That's at the top of the screen. The crash is along that southern side approaching Parker, essentially only letting 2 lanes getting through. But with fire crews and everybody out here, there's cones, there's delays. Things are very, very slow. CDOT zooming in on some of the backups from their camera they've got at Yale. So the crash, you can't see it from this vantage point as it's around the corner, but you recognize those buildings at 225 and Parker if you're familiar with that area. There are substantial backups too. It's going back towards Iliff. The earlier crash on the off-ramp towards Colfax, that one's been taken care of, but now we're hit with problems up in North Glen and Thornton. So the rush is a busy one. We're tracking the delays out of Aurora along the southern side where the accident sits. It's upwards of 30 minutes, and this will alleviate some of the delays down near Yosemite. If you're jumping on 225 from Parker Road, you're already past the crash. So that route, Parker to 225, looks good. It's everybody behind it. So we've got issues, and they continue to pile on, guys. We'll take another look at those crashes in North Glen and Thornton with those details coming up.
All right, Ken, thank you. Breaking news, devastation in Mexico City. More than 200 people are dead after a 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck yesterday. At least 44 buildings have collapsed in the capital. Crews have been searching through rubble trying to find survivors. One of the buildings that collapsed, a school. At least 20 bodies were found inside. And for the second time in 2 weeks, Puerto Rico getting battered by winds and rain. This as Hurricane Maria makes a direct hit on the island.
Yeah, 150-mile-an-hour gusts, and this reporter is out in it trying to do a live report, not having much luck. As you can see, The big danger down there, as you can see behind him, things are just flying around. That table behind him there by the bike rack, that stuff is dangerous. And now a producer is coming out to see if he still wants to stand out there and do his live report in this, like I said, 150, 155 mile an hour gusts of wind hitting Puerto Rico right now. The eye is basically in the middle of the island. It's died off a little bit because of all the mountains there. But as Chris Tomer said, it's going to move away from Puerto Rico and probably regain strength and go up. Luckily, right now, the track does not put it into the Bahamas and Florida. But again, it's too far off to see where it's going to go. But Maria right now causing devastation in Puerto Rico.
And this here, Ernie, a look at the path. You can see how big the storm is. We spoke with a couple from Greeley who now lives on the island. They only just got power back a few days ago after Hurricane Irma. Now they worry they could be without it for weeks or months following Hurricane Maria. A storm this strong hasn't made landfall in Puerto Rico in nearly 90 years. And for many people, leaving simply isn't an option.
You can get on an airplane, but it starts getting a lot more expensive the closer a storm gets, and it's your home, and if it happens every 2 weeks, you can't just leave, and so it's a lot different when you live on an island.
Well, we're told the island has now opened 500 hurricane shelters for people, of course. The governor said he knows that there's going to be significant damage to buildings and infrastructure, so the country is focusing now on saving lives instead of property, and that's going to be a heady task because a lot of people stayed in Puerto Rico simply they couldn't get off the island, and they're trying to survive these 150, 160 mile an hour winds.
Well, the first responders of Colorado Task Force 1 back home. They just finished a long drive after helping with Hurricane Irma. The team came home last night to a rousing welcome. The task force spent about a week searching thousands of buildings in the Florida Keys to be sure they were structurally sound and offering people food, water, and medical help.
It's huge to know that you're needed and that you're appreciated. That's a big. The gratitude is very helpful. It makes all the training worthwhile.
This is the second wave of the task force to return home to Colorado. Another 44 members flew back last Friday.
All right, city officials down in Lone Tree have decided to repeal part of their strict laws against panhandlers.
Now it will no longer be considered a crime to ask for money in public places on signs. Julie Leonardi is in Lone Tree, and Julie, there's still some laws regulating panhandlers there, though, right?
Yeah, of course. And moving forward now, if you are asking for help or if you are asking for cash here and you're just in one of these intersections, but you are farther away, you're not in the road, well, that'll now be legal. And of course, other Colorado cities have jumped on this similar law as well. That is because of a Denver court federal decision in 2015 that ruled any restrictions to those panhandlers, saying that it actually violated their First Amendment rights for it to be illegal for them to ask for money. The Lone Tree's laws used to prohibit panhandlers from being 20 feet from public bathrooms, trains, or buses, and a 6-foot distance from building entrances. And they couldn't ask at night either. Now, dozens of these folks stand in major intersections like where we are now and near I-25. But now police will have to assess their individual behavior.
I understand what aggressive panhandling is. A lot of times people you're up in their face. I just stand back, and if somebody hands me money, that's their choice. For anybody who throws out, a lot of people, they'll give you a little bit of change and they're like, I'm so sorry, that's all I have. It's like, you don't know how much that means.
Now, some members of law enforcement that were at the city council meeting last night, well, they say there have been very peaceful panhandlers here in Lone Tree, so they really haven't had to enforce those strict laws in the last few years. But of course, moving forward, asking for cash will now be legal here in Lone Tree. I'm live in Lone Tree. Julie Leonardi, Channel 2 News.
All right, Julie, thank you. School has been a little tougher the past few days for an Adams County boy who is without his hearing aids. Gabrielle Borjas' family says the third grader has moderate to severe hearing loss. He needs hearing aids. The boy's mother says another student purposely broke the 8-year-old's hearing aids, and the family has had no luck in getting any help from the school or the school district. They must now pay for a new pair out of their own pocket.
For somebody to come and destroy something so valuable and so important for him is wrong. Damaged.
Gabrielle's family says the new hearing aids will run close to $7,000. Caught on camera, a bulldozer gone wild. This happened in Illinois last month. The police footage was just released, however. Pretty unbelievable. The video showing an out-of-control bulldozer backing over a squad car, completely crushing it. An officer ran out of the way just in time. Police say an 18-year-old had stolen the bulldozer around 3 o'clock in the morning and started driving it around the streets. Police followed the bulldozer for nearly a dozen blocks before officers were able to pull him out of the driver's seat and finally arrest him.
And we think alcohol was involved.
No confirmation on that
No
just
confirmation, though.
Trending this morning, a boy suspended from school for making terroristic threats, telling a teacher there was a bomb in his backpack, and he is just 5 years old.
It happened in Northern California. Jackson Riley was suspended for 1 day for, quote, intentionally engaging in harassment, threats, or intimidation, then later was brought up to terroristic threats. Jackson's parents say he didn't even know what he was saying.
He said he couldn't take his backpack off because it would explode, meaning he doesn't want anybody to get hurt. So, I mean, granted, it's all in the world of pretend play, and we're talking about an imaginary bomb, but where was the threat? And we still haven't really received a clear answer to that.
Well, the school says it takes safety very seriously, but would not comment on this student's case. The parents want the suspension to be removed from Jackson's school record permanently.
Tough situation. 5 years old.
I know.
Also trending this morning, an attempted robber wants to sue the Good Samaritan who stopped him. Customer Greg Jerry was inside of a Fresno Starbucks in July when a man in a mask tried to rob the store with a gun and a knife. Well, Jerry jumped into action, hitting Ryan Flores over the head with a chair. Jerry was actually stabbed in the neck, but managed to take the knife from Flores and use it to stab him several times. Jerry was viewed as a hero. However, Flores' mom says Jerry used excessive force to subdue her son.
The guy, in my opinion, went from a good Samaritan to a vigilante. Stabbing somebody that many times, it doesn't take that many stab wounds to get somebody to succumb to you.
Good luck finding an attorney that wants to represent a young robber who's going to be convicted of robbery. That's not going to sell very well to a jury.
Well, Flores is due back in court on the criminal charges he is facing sometime next month. Wow. I don't even know what to say, you know?
When you thought you've heard it all. There you go.
Wow. Lots coming up on Daybreak. Would you have done it? How much money a teenager found and then returned.
Plus the viral video you absolutely don't want to miss.
And it's our Daybreak mixtape today. We do it every Wednesday. We play songs from some of the folks here at our station. This week, our 7 a.m. producer, Scott. You're listening to
Angela, Danger,
there
Love.
we go.
And of course, by Boulder's Great, Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
I'm just another face in the crowd. Your forgetful eyes keep drifting. Am I ever gonna?
Welcome back. 5. The sun's coming up on the eastern plains. Another beautiful day in Colorado. If you're heading to the mountains this weekend, or if you live in the mountains, get those parkas out because we're going to get a little snow.
Yeah, no question. It does look like we're going to get 3 different batches, Ernie, of snow. And this is mainly above tree line in the mountains where the accumulation is going to be. But, you know, this is one of those signs of fall.
Yeah,
this happens every year. We start to get snow in the high country. Here's a view from near Pikes Peak this morning. I've been watching this camera. It's been blowing around pretty good at times. Still seeing gusty winds up there. And I do expect some gusty winds again here across the Front Range by this afternoon. At the bus stop, yesterday's cold front. We're in the 40s this morning. A lot of places in the 40s. This afternoon, 79 as the kids return home and no thunderstorms. Here's the setup. Jet stream is still buckled over the top of Colorado. That's the wind energy we've been drawing on in the cooler air. But this storm will sit this weekend as it like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday. It's going to sit around for a while. The effect on the mountains will go from wind to more of a snow story. Friday, I expect about 1 inch in the central mountains above tree line. Saturday 2 to 4, Sunday 2 to 4, possibly some additional snow on Monday as well. Here's our pinpoint futurecast, and today there's not a lot going on. behind yesterday's cold front, just a slightly cooler day at 79 and a lot of sunshine, a little gusty this afternoon. But as we head through the night into tomorrow morning, it remains clear. But if you look up here in the Wasatch, high Uintas around Salt Lake, that moisture is the same moisture that will be moving in here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and possibly even Monday as well with that next storm. But highs today, the map, 79, Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins, Greeley, lots of 60s for highs in the mountain towns. Over the next 7 days, so by the weekend, the temperatures start to go down. I've got Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday all in the 50s, and Sunday could struggle. We may have that 52 very early in the day, and it may actually fall into the 40s. And, Ken, we could see rain and snow as close as the foothills.
The struggle bus is going to need to chain it up. Maybe. Well, here's your drive south along I-25. Look, if you live in Northglenn and Thornton, it's odd when you don't have a crash. So today, this is normal, and now it's all off onto the shoulder, unfortunately. This accident up near 104th. It was sitting in the lanes of I-25. There's a pair of problems up to the north. So the southern crash is there. The northern crash, also trying to leave the city, it has traffic stacked up almost to Highway 36 and 270. So if you're just trying to leave town, you are sitting in delays because there's an accident working along both sides of the freeway, one north and one south. Central Denver and the drive along I-76, it is slow. There was debris across 76 and 270 that was causing flats for anybody coming in from Brighton and transitioning towards Commerce City. So be ready for those backups. And downtown Denver still dealing with that overnight investigation with Marion around 31st, dealing with some roads that are blocked. There is some improvement to 225 as that crash at Parker Road's been completely moved out of the way. But these are the delays south across 25. 22 minutes into the city, another 20 to get down into the tech center. And you're also sitting in delays heading north along 25 because of those crashes.
All right, Ken, thank you. Check back in with you in just a couple of minutes. To your health this morning, and researchers estimate 1 in 13 children have a food allergy these days. It has become a very big problem. Now, one Chicago teenager is helping to make their lives easier. Katie Parkins has serious food allergies, and she's had them since she was very young. Going out to a restaurant, even very difficult. So she came up with her own solution. Her business is called My Teal Ticket. When a family goes to a restaurant, they give the waiter the blue ticket to write the special order on, so it will get the attention of the kitchen staff. A portion of My Teal Ticket purchases will be going to the food allergy research, or to support the food allergy research and education organization. You can get 20 teal tickets for $9.99 with free shipping. Her website is mytealticket.com. Good to see kids coming up with their own solutions.
And later on our Daybreak, we're going to have some more kids entrepreneurs here on Channel 2.
Good.
Very good
Those
stuff.
minds working.
Yeah. All right, what to watch? A teenager in California went the extra mile. It saved my heart and humanity to return a wallet to a family.
The 18-year-old named Tyler was passing out flyers for his business when he found the wallet sitting on the driveway of a home with $1,500 inside. Ooh. He picked it up. He knocked on the door, but when no one answered, he waved the wallet in front of the home's security camera, as you can see, and then he left it under the doormat.
$1,500. Not many people have that much cash in a...
That's true. It's carrying around a lot of money.
Know. What an honest kid. Yeah. All right, you would think a cat finding a rat would be its dream, but not in this case. Take a look. The cat wants to get out too, man. The video is going viral on social media. You see the boy trying to tackle a rat in his bathroom, only to discover it was much larger than he expected. He shrieks, he panics. The boy's cat leaped into the air and hits the door. He said, "I don't want that rat." Both trying to escape. We don't know what exactly happened to the rat, but it doesn't look like the boy will return for a second battle anytime soon.
Oh, my.
Look at the cat and go, "Get me out of here."
However, you always wonder, after I see something like this, like, who was rolling video? Like, why do we see video in the bathroom?
That's a great point.
Why is there a camera in the bathroom? Did they set a phone up? I don't know.
To record himself. Then he was on the other side of the door going, "Oh, my phone's in there."
You know, whenever we show these viral videos, that's a good point. Who's taking that?
Well, it's one thing when it's outside the front door, like the wallet. But when it's in the bathroom, I start to worry.
Is there like a sneaky camera in the bathroom?
That's creepy.
All right, let's move on now. We want to talk about this gorgeous photo behind us. This is from viewer Christy Barker a photo
pretty.
of Lake Isabel. We featured gorgeous shots from John Fielder, of course, and our viewers in our windows to Colorado. Lake Isabel, isn't that gorgeous? Wow.
Yep. And you can send us one too.
Yeah, according to Chris Tomer, there's going to be more snow in those mountains this weekend.
Very pretty. It's on our website, by the way. Go to KWGN.com if you have a photo you'd like to upload.
Exactly.
Time for celebrity birthdays.
Who is it?
Well, today we have George Martin.
George Martin is the author, of course, of Game of Thrones books.
There you
And, of
go.
course, they're taking off as a TV series.
And you know who's 83 today?
Oh.
The beautiful Sophia Loren.
I love her.
Then and now.
Look at her. Italian Sophia Loren, of course, played in Grumpy Old Men movies. And
So many.
With Burgess Meredith. I love the outtakes in that movie. Can I see your cantaloupe and all this kind of stuff? I love that. Happy birthday, Sophia.
Even better with the music, isn't it?
Yeah,
Don't you
working
love
for
it?
the weekend. Channel 2 is working for the weekend once again, starting this Saturday evening. Channel 2 News at 7 p.m. will be now on weekends as well. Kim Posey, Kagan Harsha, and Jessica LaBelle with the news. Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 2. So we are inaugurating weekend news on Channel 2. We're
At 7.
expanding.
Yeah.
The family is expanding.
We can watch the news and go to bed early on the weekends, too.
Oh, I love that.
Coverage 7 days a week.
And sleep until at least 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Time for some entertainment news, and Ken is taking care of things with Chris Prente
Chris will
off
be
today.
back tomorrow.
He will be back tomorrow to handle his duties. We start this morning with a pop singer whose biggest hits were 15 years ago, but she's making a comeback. Now is the most dangerous celebrity to search for online. Celebrity most likely to put your computer in danger is Avril Lavigne. Searching for certain famous people is more likely to lead you to a virus or malware. By the way, she says she is working on some new music, so it is kind of beneficial for her if you're searching for it. Just be careful. To movie news now, and to a star that we haven't seen for a while, but she will be making a comeback in one of her most popular roles. Linda Hamilton. She's going to return in the new Terminator movie. James Cameron, who directed the first 2 films, made that announcement in a private event last night. And according to The Hollywood Reporter, Arnold Schwarzenegger will also be making a comeback in the new film.
Arnold.
So we got to work on our Arnold
There you
accent.
go.
Since yesterday was Pirate Day, today's like talk like Arnold Day.
California.
Did he say that?
Yeah,
I don't think he said that as the governor.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the governor.
Governor.
Not in the movie, no.
Now we're talking about a new film coming to theaters this weekend. It's the latest Legoist franchise.
Did you just make up a word?
It's a Legoist.
The Legoist?
I'm a Legoist. I like legs. Yes.
You have the power to win the battle without fighting. When you start using your mind, you won't need mechs and machines. Your core signs are not just cool names. They are the elemental powers you work with.
What is going on?
I'm a leg. You know, people ask what I'm a leg man. I like to look at legs.
You look like, okay.
I'm a
He's not
Legoist.
talking about Legos.
Settle
Okay,
down
Ken,
out
go,
here.
If you're
Ken.
not familiar with Ninjago, it's a whole universe of the Lego world. It's about a team of ninjas. It hits theaters this Friday.
These elemental powers.
And of course, my wife has the best legs ever.
Good recovery.
Oh, we got a list of Ernie-isms.
I know.
Well,
You can't say on TV.
when you make up words, Legoist.
Right. I thought that would mean you hated Legos, like you were Duplo
hated.
block guys or
Oh, okay.
something, you know, like
Anyway, so
you guys.
kids got a movie this weekend.
they do.
Yeah, you get one to take them
All right,
to.
in our next hour, the latest on Hurricane Maria as the Category 4 storm slams into Puerto Rico.